Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be taking you on a journey again as a 9 to 5 working mom in Canada, how I feed my family delicious hearty dinner by 6 p.m. at most 6 p.m. And if you're living abroad, you know that life is not as easy as it is back home in Nigeria or in other parts of Africa where you have family members to help you. So here you have to plan ahead of time, and this is one of the things that I do. I take one day in a week to cook and prepare all kind of food that we enjoy eating. So for this particular video, I am making chicken. I am making some fish as well. I have a detailed video on how I made the fish. I will leave the link in the description box in case if you haven't watched it. So I cleaned the chicken already. I'm going to season it and then I'll put it in the fridge. I try to season uh the protein first and leave them in the fridge so that they will be marinating while I'm cooking the other meal before I get to cooking these ones. So I'm just leaving them in the fridge to marinate. And for this particular meal that I'm making, or what I call meal preparation, I am frying puff puff. I've already prepared the batter ahead of time and it has risen. I'm just frying it now. And that is one thing also is to once you have yourself organized and you know all the things that you're going to cook, you can prepare some of them ahead of time, some of the ingredients ahead of time, the ones that you can prepare ahead of time. It's not all of them that you'll be able to prepare ahead of time, but I'm just going ahead to fry the puff puff. Now this puff puff is not soft. It's not well, it's not very, it's not, I didn't want it to soak a lot of oil. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. So I made the batter to be a little bit thick on the thick side so it doesn't soak up a lot of water. My children enjoy eating puff puff a lot, especially my son. And to add protein, I use milk instead of water. I use whole milk, what we have here, to make the batter so it has a lot of protein as well and not just carbohydrate. So after I fry this, I'm going to go ahead and fry all the frying stuff, all the things that I'm going to fry, which include the puff puff. I'm making some akara. I'm also going to fry the fish that you saw me prepare earlier in the previous clip. So that's all I'm going to do here, and then I'll transition into making the rest of other meal. And one thing I always try to tell, if you have help, use all the help that you get, okay? Because life is not easy. If you're enjoying this my video, have you subscribed? Please do subscribe. Help my channel to grow by subscribing, giving it a thumbs up, and leaving a comment in the comment section. Let me know, how do you prepare? Are you a mom? Are you living outside of your home country? How are you finding it there? And what are the things that you're doing to help you adjust and make life easy for yourself? So I also have a detailed video on how to make akara. I will leave the link in the description box in case if you haven't watched it and you want to learn how to make akara from scratch. Yeah, another thing that I need to mention is cooking African food, especially Nigerian food. I'm in Nigeria, so I don't know about other African countries, but cooking our food takes a lot of time because you have to make everything from scratch. So that takes a lot of time. You can imagine if you work 9 to 5 and you have to come home and start making all this food from scratch, it might be around 10 o'clock before your family eat, and we know that eating that late is not very good for our health. It's not good for our waist, especially us adults. So making the food ahead of time and leaving it in the fridge. Thank God that light is not an issue when you live in North America. Yes, in Nigeria it might be, light might be an issue, but they have help, right? And then when you come here, all those things that are issue for them are not issue for us, while those that are issue for us are not issue for them. Such as having a house help or family and friends to help you, those we don't have here. So life is a balance. You can't have it all. You can't have it all. So it's only finding a solution to the problem that you have. And for us, for me, it's about making the food ahead of time, and just leaving it in the freezer or in the fridge. Those that we are going to eat. Most of the food that I'm cooking is on a weekly basis. I haven't gotten to cooking something that will freeze for a long time. And on this video, this particular week, I already have soup already made ahead of time before, so I'm not going to include that video in this one. It will be in the previous video. If you haven't watched that, that will be the video before this one. So once you scroll just the one video down, you will see where I made all soups and stew. So those were still in the fridge, and we're just adding this one for the next week. A detailed video recipe of this fish will also be in the description box in case if you want to watch from beginning to end on how I made the fish. I will leave a link in the description box for you. So I've gone ahead to start grilling the chicken. As you can see here, I'm using this grill on my stove, and I continue to fry the fish. So it's a lot of cooking, but for me it's a source of joy and pride when I cook healthy, sometimes not so healthy, sometimes it's comfort food, healthy food that my family enjoy. I just enjoy. It gives me joy. It's a source of pride. I've just said that. I don't know about you, but for me it's something that I love doing. Cooking is like a passion for me. So some people like, different activities, but me cooking, the kitchen and cooking is just my thing. So I'm gonna head to start preparing some potato wedges. I also have a complete video on how I make potato wedges in my on my channel. I will try and link all of these videos in the description box for you in case if you want to watch a detailed video. But I'm just going ahead to um, cut the potato into wedges before I season it and put it in the oven, for the cooking to continue. And at that time, I will add the chicken. And yeah, I think it's just the chicken and the potatoes I will put in the oven while they are cooking. I'll continue cooking the rest of the food on the stove. Are you enjoying this video? If you are, kindly subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, when I look at my analytics, it tells me that 90% of the people who are watching my video are yet to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything for you to subscribe. It just gives you access to my videos. Once you subscribe and turn on your bell notification, once I post a new video, you will be notified of a new video on my channel. So if you're enjoying this particular video, you know you're going to enjoy the videos on my channel. Once again, subscribe, leave a comment, a comment for me in the comment section. Let me know your favorite part of this video. If you've watched up to this point, let me know where I need to improve and where is my stronghold in your view, in your opinion. Okay, I enjoy reading your comment, and it gives me joy when I see a lot of people like the video that I make. So I have all the things that need to go in the oven now in the oven, and they are cooking, and I have all the items that I needed to fry. They are all done frying. I'm going ahead to start making jollof rice. I like to wash my rice. Well, you need to wash your rice anyways. You need to wash it because this rice, as you can see, has a lot of dirt. So you need to wash it and wash out all the dirt so that your rice, when you're done cooking it, is going to taste good. And I've already gone ahead not on camera to make the sauce for the rice, for the jollof rice. Now I don't have a detailed video on how I make my jollof rice here. I know there are tons of videos on YouTube, but I will also make a detailed video on how I make my own jollof rice because you haven't watched mine. Even if you have watched other people's own, you need to watch mine. So come back to watch my jollof rice recipe. If you are subscribed to my channel, once I post a video like that, you'll be notified right away. So I've gone ahead and added all the seasoning. I've added chicken stock. This is a chicken stock that I have before in the fridge. I've just added that. I will toss it all up and cover it, put it on a low heat for it to cook. Jollof rice is best cooked on a low heat so that it's more like a baking, not more like a cooking, right? So I cover it with foil, and I cover it with the cover, the pot cover, and you let it cook on a low heat until it comes to your own desired tenderness. While the rice is cooking, I have gone ahead to start making some beans. So I have beans on the fire, and I'm starting also to make pasta. I'm using elbow macaroni for macaroni pie. My kids enjoy this a lot. Well, they always enjoy anything pasta. They enjoy it. Anything pasta, they enjoy it. So that's what I'm doing here. Like I said in my previous video, I like to use as much butter as possible. That makes the cooking easier for me or faster for me so that I can cook multiple dish at a time. And the beans is going with the plantain that I fried earlier in the video, so that will go together with the beans. And here I am I'm grating some cheese for the macaroni pie. My daughter will later join me to help me to grate some cheese here. Unfortunately, there is no background noise because we were having a good conversation with my daughter. I was having a good conversation with my daughter while we were cooking together. But I'm doing a voiceover because the vent was on. Since I was cooking a lot of food, I turned on the vent, and the vent was very noisy. So unfortunately, there's no background noise. You can't hear all the gist that we were having while we were cooking. Some juicy gist. I'm making the sauce for the macaroni pie. Now, the macaroni pie I'm making is a hybrid of North American mac and cheese and Caribbean macaroni pie. So, for North American mac and cheese, you make a roux and add cheese to it and turn it into a cheese sauce, cheddar cheese sauce, which you now add your elbow macaroni to make mac and cheese. While the Caribbean macaroni pie, you don't make a roux, you just boil the pasta and add cheese onto it. A lot of cheese. It requires a lot of cheese. You add a lot of liquid, and then you put it in the oven to bake. After it's baked, you leave it to cool down a little bit, and it's packed, densely packed macaroni and cheese. But this one is a hybrid. I'm making a roux, and I'm also going to add the cheese with the pasta to make a hybrid of both world. So we marry both world together. So that's what I'm making here while the beans is still cooking. I'm almost coming to the end of my cooking for this week, for this video. Even though I've cut it short down to about 20 minutes, the whole cooking took me well over 5 hours to cook. And like I said, cooking is a thing that I enjoy doing. Even though I enjoy doing it, it doesn't mean that I want to cook every single time. It doesn't mean that I want to be in the kitchen every single time. But when I want to cook, when I bring out time to cook, I enjoy cooking. If you have watched up to this point, I want to thank you for taking your time to watch my video. Remember to give this video a thumbs up. It helps my channel to grow. And also leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know your favorite part of the video and also where you're watching me from. I know that people watch me from all over the world, but I want to know where you're watching me from. So I'm going ahead to make some salad. My brain is foggy at this point. I'm going ahead to make some salad. Now this salad stands for a long time. It can stay in the fridge a long time because it's cabbage and carrot. That's predominantly the majority of the ingredients. Then when you're about to eat it, you can add any other thing on top of it. And I'm using also Greek yogurt. This is unsweetened plain Greek yogurt. I've added tartar sauce and some mayonnaise, and I'll just toss it up and let it stay until when you're ready to eat it. You can add any other thing like chicken, grilled chicken, beans, any other thing you want to add, you can add it at that time. So this is one of the last things that I'm cooking on this particular day, on this particular week, is green beans. I've already trimmed it, boiled it. I just boiled it in water and salt, just for a little bit to blanch it, so that it's not raw. So I'm adding a little bit of seasoning, oregano, sesame seed, black pepper, salt, and olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, and that's all that I will add. And then I toss it up and it's done. Easy, easy peasy, and I'm done for the day. It took me time to cook all this, but once I cook, I store it in the fridge. We're good to go for the week. I come back from work, I can relax and rest, and there's also food at home. This makes it easy for me. It's not only saving time, but it's also saving a lot of money for us. You can imagine if we have to take out every time that you come back and you're tired or you're running trying to figure out what to have for dinner and the kids are hungry. This makes an easy flow for everybody. And yeah, thank you so much again if you have watched up to this point. I know we're coming to the end of the video. I really appreciate you.